Okay. um, this is uh, another video where I just want to kind of address my targeting. Um, as you can see, a lot of these nasty things they do to me is disturbing. They break people down and try to rebuild them in a different fashion. But who is they? They is obviously those entities in this intelligence community that are truly showing, they're truly the people in charge here. They are in charge of this program, right? As I'm speaking right now, they're making me hard, make it hard for me to speak. And try to make me say things in a different fashion, and that's what they do. But this is the sophistication of this technology. We all know that as a target individual, you are surrounded by psyops of some sort, right? Try to create a facade. With me, there's been a disturbing, disgusting facade that disturbs me. And to see these low-life bottom feeders try to feel empowered, knowing what they're part of, knowing that they're just cowards and low lives, and the cowardness that's needed to do what they do is just something that you can barely understand. With me, they have been using this trash. I call them pure trash because it's the most disturbing. And I'm going to be very descriptive in regard of what a lot of them have been. Not all of them. You see my neighbors, there are a lot of Hispanics and whatnot, but there's been a specific type that also wanted to try to create this facade that disturbs me the most. I have this extremely PC progressive looking women, or I don't even know if they're women, of the female gender, and a lot of them are this white kind of you can imagine just imagine New York City white progressive liberal type of white, it's just all just progressive. Now there's nothing wrong with that um at all. I don't care about that, but they've tried to use this PC reality they've put together, progressive, politically correct group of but they try to now create a fantasy where it's funny. They even call themselves Kill Bill, right? They're Kill Bill, how she was avenging, she was this strong woman that was fighting. They have deluded themselves in this femme fatale fantasy that they're just bunch of we're just out here avenging. It's just so disturbing because I know what they do to women, and kids are doing the same thing they do. I just heard this trash saying how they're gonna burn my feet. I was like, listen, whatever's gonna happen to me, I know what you guys do to even children and women. We're not talking about decades ago. This today, right now, there's women all around the world being tortured by these low lives. Now I understand it's a psyop. That's a way to present a facade of some sort. It's a way to try to make somebody believe something that's not true. You have these people pretend that they're there to avenge. There's just femme fatale, and they're here to fight and protect women, and we are wards. And they were literally, some of them were saying, this is our money, we're using our budget, our funds, we're a different type of group of people, we're not doing this. This is a pure facade. And I think the reason why, this is just me speculating, is the reason why they use this psyop for me is because the people who put me in this program are truly the opposite of that. They're very conservative, they're very non-PC group of individual that I used to work for, and so they put me in this program, and I feel and I believe, and which I don't know if it's true, but I can only speculate that the reason why they use this psyop is to try to detach themselves from the origin of me being put in this program. So I think that's why, because really, who put me in this program, and these people are trying to play this try to create this different facade. But the reality is, at the end of the day, they are working for this program that has been, and it is still doing these horrible things to people to develop this technology. And they use these losers, these bottom feeders. It doesn't take much, right? Of course, you can be a very smart individual being in it, but it doesn't mean that the child cannot be doing the same thing you do, because this technology is this sophisticated. I never understand that. I've truly understood, but I hate when they try to play this. And they have this way of, you can see when they try to they start walking in different ways, die slow, and they walk away as if you're just a coward of life that's gonna go in your room and start talking up and do things to me remotely, just like you can do that to women and children. You're truly a bottom feeder. You don't even want to be seen, because now when I see you, I can see you and see for truly what you are, involved in the program, not even torture babies. You nasty low life. I'd rather die slow than live long doing the nasty things you do. But if these people, the way they just create this mental like persona they've put together to think they're fierce, they're just cowards. I'm not the first, and I will not be the last person calling them cowards, truly. And when I say something like about like Roy Moore, right? Roy Moore is a pedophile that used to pick up kids, because Roy Moore has nothing to do with me being in this program, but the people who donate a lot of money to this man put me in this program, and so every time I bring that up, because it just brings back to reality. Look how sad and pathetic you guys are, right? It has nothing to do with them, but because the people who put me in this program spend a lot of money to this for this man to run for whatever position he was running for. They give mad, it's like, oh, you're gonna get raped and tortured. It's like, listen, you see how pathetic you are? You live in a falsified reality. Just admit what you're part of. You're just a trash, an opportunist that wants to be involved in this godlike feelings of being able to do so much to somebody remotely. It's just cowardly, but you do that to women and children. And if these people specifically haven't done that to women and children, they know the colleagues have very well. And so they go through the scripts the CIA agents have come up with, right? The CIA entities have come up with these tactics of, okay, you're going to repeat this over and over. This is, somebody literally see, this is like typical CIA torture methods, right? And you hear them try to sounding condescending, but you see how wicked, low life, like, wow. If I didn't know better, I would think that this is the most humiliating part, seeing the level of weakness, of cowardness that is involved, and how bottom feeders they are. And when I mean bottom feeders, sorry, they make me say that, how just like fragile, and just like some of them I'm sure are antidepressant. I'm not talking about mentally strong individuals. I remember going to the laundromat, and this nasty. And I was walking there, and I saw this you can see she dressed purposely, like, because she knows she's going to be seen by me. And this typical what I expected. This like look like early young adults, white, kind of like, and the race, it doesn't have to. And the race really is not what I'm trying to call out, but it's just like that kind of like persona, that kind of persona that they're trying to present to me, or this kind of like person that they try to use to make me accept that they're something else, right? And it's so disgusting. And so I see her, I'm like, oh no, she's just one of these trash that wants to be like femme fatale, like they're this woke group of feminists or whatever BS storyline they try to come up with. And I start filming her. She turns red immediately, because she knows that I'm gonna be like, this person you see here is involved in torturing, is in a program that's torturing women and children all around the world, and she's trying to play this femme fatale feminist. You know how nasty this thing is? But they've been humiliated. That's why I know that it's going to be horrible for me. The level of humiliation these people have to endure. I wake up this morning, and they have the ability to just kind of rewire your brain. And in my mind, it's like, yeah, but look at how they are. They couldn't do that to women and children. You see, they're like they're PC, politically correct. They use the proper pronouns. They do this. They couldn't be involved. It's like, you trash ass. That's even more disgusting. I prefer that somebody who does what they do own it properly. There's some of them who have said it properly, like they have said it in a way that just like, yes, for example, they're like, oh, Mariana is a woman that I listen to a lot because of her testimonials are so detailed and so descriptive, and very much a lot of what she goes through I can relate to. But she's a woman who's seen a lot of things, experienced a lot of things. And one of these persons said, clearly, she's like, Mariana, she suffered a lot before she died, right? Now, I prefer this than this trash who try to play like, oh, it's our money. It's like, you try, like, I prefer this bottom feeder. She knows what she's part of. She's involved in that. She owns it. Own that. Because if you own it or not, it's gonna come back to you. You're involved in these things. Stop trying to create that PSYOP. I'm not subscribing to it. I know that this is the same. What you're doing to me is what you guys do to women and children. You're not. This is not your money, your BS. Like this facade, the PSYOP. You are here right now today, involved in a program that's killing and torturing women and children. using military grade weapon. This is not your material. Yeah, I used to live with this person. She's like a 19-year-old delusional trash that they contracted. She's like, no, it's a materials. Like, look at delusional this trash is. She can't even walk straight. What do you mean it's your material? The wind was about to blow her. I'm talking about this, like, oh my gosh. No, you're just a bottom feeder for this program. They use children like people, just like you, and younger than you. I know. They've been doing that for a long time. And you know, when I was listening to like testimonials of women who said there's a lot of women, and some women say this young broad is annoying me. You know, she comes out trying to show off like, because look at me, I'm so woke. I'm like, what, gosh, trash! You literally fit the exact description that this woman is talking about. It's disgusting. I can never let them live their fantasy. They're nasty pedophiles. Now I know what they truly are. This PSYOP is the PSYOP. I know what they truly are. They want to literally try to torture me into accepting the PSYOP. Whatever you do on your away from this, whatever volunteering you're involved in, whatever ways you try to buy yourself into, make yourself believe you're something else. No. Once you're in this program, you're part of this program that does this horrible thing to even children and women. I don't care. And they're like, oh, but I don't feel bad when it's you. Oh, so you feel bad when they do that too. You feel bad when the program they're in torture women and children. Oh, wow. That's when you feel bad. You feel bad when the program you are a part of is doing these horrible things to women. I was listening to this woman. Her name is Shannon. She talks about how horrible life is. She doesn't get the V2K, but she gets the everything else but that, right? And they do those things to break her down, right? And they're like, somebody yell at this person, like this typical person I described. She's like, you're not Shannon. Yes, I'm not Shannon. I'm not Mariana. I'm not Leslie Crawford. I'm not Mary Fair. I'm not Lisa Baker. I'm not, I'm not none of them. But my point is, they were trying to no, but yes, we'll torture this woman, but no, it's you. Let's talk about you. Like, no, this is what you're involved in, and this is what I see you as. You're a nasty lowlife. They try to normalize these things as if oh, that's unfortunate, but it's you. What you did to this is like, what? You guys are here raping women, torturing them till they kill themselves. You want to hear some of that? Oh, you don't care about them, huh? No, that's what you guys do to women. That's what you're involved in. I'd rather die in whatever slow death than live life being involved in a program that does these horrible things to women. And then try to play this, femme fatale, feminist. It's like, no, you're going to get raped. So what? What does it change? You're still out here torturing and raping women till they kill themselves. You nasty lowlifes. There's nothing worse than them. I prefer those ones that were like, yeah, we torture these women. I remember one just yelling, oh, poor women. We burned them. We burned their backs. I prefer that than this trash, no, but this is for her. To all my target individual, the PSYOPs are that. These people want to paint themselves as something else. For me, they'll try even sometimes to say, we're doing it for this person. It's like, oh my gosh, the amount of women that are being fried by these lowlifes and tortured. And rapes are completely, it's a tactic. It's a part of the system. They systematically rape these women. And you hear this trash going through their scripts and they try to counter reality. That's why my torture is going to be bad, because I'm embarrassing, humiliating them. You think I'm going to let you escape into your fantasy? Then lying, then come up with this gaslighting that's so childlike. It's our money. No, we're spending our money. It's different. It's our material. Like a child. They try to do something. Like a child. They are humiliating lowlifes. And that's why they can literally use children to try to disorient you. Because their tactics of repetition, it sounds like actually a child way of trying to counter things. No, it's not true. It's not true. Like that. That's what it sounds. But they use scripts. No, you are. It's you. It's our money. It's money. They are. They start going through And I've seen one of these kids. One kid here was out of breath, And she's talking about me suffocating, or they talk about me be suffocating. She's just barely walking from the elevator to here. And I'm like, I'm gonna be suffocating because, but listen, this is the people torturing me. Now they're not literally torturing me. Well, sorry, they're not the one in charge, but they're the one involved in my torture. They're just the bottom feeders. There's millions of them that can do what they're doing to me. Listen, they're nobodies. That's actually, I can never look at them and, be like, yeah, this is why, this is because of you I'm dying. No, you might be pushing the buttons because you're one of many, but this is obviously run by some much more higher level entity, and you're just the nothingness that can be replaced in 2 seconds. But for me, I can never let them live their fantasy. That's why I make these videos. So when I scream and I'm in pain, I will not be like, oh, this woke, white, young adults. No, I don't know. First of all, I'll say the name of the person who put me in this program, and I'll know that these programs are ran by these entities in the intelligence community that not experiment, but develop their technology using human beings. Is the reason why I'm screaming and I'm crying. These bottom feeders were just the PSYOPs, the trash that will do that to a woman and a child. So to all my target individual, I will never let them live the fantasy. And from this point on, I think I'll even go back. I'll make sure that I present the faces of these PSYOPs. So when you see this trash, know that they're involved in a program that torture women and children. And it can be like, oh no, we're doing it for this woman. Oh really? Oh, you care so much about her, but you don't care about the woman who's getting raped every day for the last 3 years.